Hey guys, it's Gizmo here from Gizmo's Game Lounge. Today is day 17 of Vlogmas. You know what time it is. That's right, fancy scarf time. Oh, it is my birthday eve. I love my birthday. Believe it or not, I love my birthday. I don't know anybody else that loves my birthday as much as I love my birthday. And so far, I gotta admit, I've been a good boy and Star Wars has not been spoiled yet. So, yes, yes. So we're doing good there. All right. So we got that out of the way. All that birthday stuff. I'm still only drinking water. I'm still a good boy. Still a good boy. But what I wanted to talk about is something kind of crazy. Now, I know most of you haven't known me since I was, you know, most of you haven't. And that's cool because eventually you're going to feel like you've known me for that long by the time these 25 days are over. So, today I want to talk about growing up in a single parent household. What? Yeah, I know it's kind of weird right before my birthday during the holidays season. Let's talk about something depressing, right? Wrong. You're actually wrong. It's not depressing. Now, my mother was always completely open and honest with me about what happened between my mother and my biological father. So, growing up, I actually never had this weird, preconceived notions or all that anger and all that weird stuff that you see sometimes in single parent households. So, knowing that, everything's cool. So growing up, it's me, my mom, and my brother. And then eventually my brother moved out, so it's just me and my mom. And growing up like that, you know, I don't recommend it for everybody because everybody's mom's not as cool as mine. I'm sorry. It's true. My mom's pretty cool. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. When we grew up pretty poor. My mom, she worked very hard. But my mom dropped out of high school her senior year. She went, she got her GED, and all of that. But she married young. She had a kid. Things happened, and then she's single, raising a kid by herself. 10 years later, here I come, and then she's single, raising a kid by herself again. A few years after that, and what I've never been able to figure out, and one day I hope I truly get it, but I'll never be able to figure out exactly how my mom always got by and how she played the role of mother and father as well as she did. I know. But no, seriously, you know, growing up, most kids, they learn how to throw a football by throwing a football with their dad. Well, that was my mom. Learn how to ride a bike, learning how to tie my shoes. And believe it or not, tying my shoes was one of the reasons I almost failed kindergarten. As embarrassing as that is, I couldn't tie my shoes. I had to learn how to tie my shoes before I could pass kindergarten, so she actually had to buy like this training kit. It was a long time ago and sore subject. Anyway, back to what I'm really talking about. We grew up pretty poor and we didn't have a lot. But as a kid, I never knew that. I never realized we were poor until I was old enough to actually see the world the way the world is, to see it through more adult eyes. Because when I was a kid, it was just being a kid. Some of my friends had fancier houses that they lived in. They didn't have to move as much as we did. They had a few more toys here and there, but I still had pretty much any toy I ever wanted. You know, I always had video games to play. Sometimes I had a lot more video games than some of my friends because my mom was super awesome at finding deals at yard sales. Like the like the Nintendo I had growing up. You know how I got a Nintendo? Because she found one at a yard sale with like 20, 30 games in it for like 20 bucks. It's still in the stores on the shelf at Walmart. Games are still $20, $30 a piece on the shelf at Walmart right then. And she buys this Nintendo with 20 or 30 games in it for 20 bucks at a yard sale. I'm standing right there. I'm like, oh my God, Nintendo. And that's what I'm talking about. Even though we didn't have a lot of money, she still provided all those childhood, I gotta have 'ems things. And we never went hungry. We always had a roof over our head. And I think back about it now, and my mom, she had to have really busted her butt every day, because I can remember sometimes she had 2, 3 jobs growing up. And I can remember, riding in the car. Now, as an adult, thinking back on it, I can remember times where, we were sitting and she would cook me something to eat, but she wouldn't eat at the table. She'd say, oh no, I've already ate right now. I'm not hungry. I can remember stuff like that. I can remember, let's go over and let's eat at, Mama and Papa's for this week. Or, hey, why don't you stay at Mama and Papa's for this week while I do some cleaning at the house? And what it really was, the lights had to be turned off for a little while. So, I'd go stay with my grandparents until the bills got caught back up. And it's insane to think about, the struggles my mom went through when I was a kid and bringing me up. And until I was an adult, and, when you become an adult, things open up, and, the curtains kind of pulled back kind of thing. And you're more open and honest. Like, she never lied to me. She'd protect me from the truth, the true reality of it, but she'd never lied to me. And I gotta be honest, I love my mom for it. Because, I may not be the greatest thing in the world, but I turned out pretty good. Not in prison, I'm not on drugs. I treat people nice. And if it wasn't for the way that she brought me up, teaching me to respect people and to treat people the way I wanted to be treated. And it's not about, the fancy cars, and it's not about this. It's about enjoying what you have and things like that. And, she did that, she instilled that in me. And like I said, today, the day before my birthday, which really, when you think about it, means the day that she went through a pretty bad time, I gotta thank Mom for it. So Mama, I know you're out there. You're probably not gonna see this because I don't post my videos where you can watch them. Love you. And I'll see you next week for Christmas. Everybody else, see you in 24 hours.